I leaned forward, elbows on my knees, letting the silence hang heavy. "What's the verdict?" The second guy chuckled a smirk, curling his lips dark and knowing. "Depends if you can handle both of us." I smiled, easing back in the seat, stretching slow, owning their eyes. I locked gazes with the one still outside, holding the moment, letting it burn. Then I tilted my head, voice soft, sharp. "Get in. Find out." In Memphis, Tennessee, the truck was still rolling when I grabbed the handle, yanking myself into the cab, not waiting for him to stop. The engine growled beneath me, door slamming, sealing us in, just the two of us, no way out now. He glanced over, brow furrowed, like he wasn't sure what he'd let in. No words, just a grunt, shifting gears, pulling back onto the highway, smooth as sin. I stretched my legs, letting my thigh brush his testing. He didn't flinch. "Hope you don't mind a passenger," I whispered, slipping my jacket off, letting it slide down my arms, slow, deliberate. He saw it, the thin tank top, nothing underneath, clinging tight. His knuckles whitened on the wheel just for a second, but I caught it. I smirked, knowing I had him. "Where you headed?" he asked, voice rough like gravel under tires. I leaned back, tilting my head, watching him fight to keep his eyes forward. "Wherever you're going." His jaw clenched, the truck rumbling over uneven road, pulling me closer until my shoulder grazed his arm. He gripped the wheel tighter, like it owed him something. I teased, voice softer now, playful. "You're holding that thing like it's gonna save you." His throat bobbed. "Just trying to drive." My fingers traced his collarbone, sliding lower, watching from the corner of my eye. His breath hitched and my smile deepened, seeing him unravel. The truck swayed in the windroad, stretching dark ahead, endless. He exhaled, slow, jaw tight, fighting himself. I had him, and the night was just starting. The highway hummed, engine steady, but inside the cab, nothing was calm. His tension was a live wire, his grip on the wheel like it was all that kept him grounded. I was about to make him let go. I shifted, deliberate, pressing my thigh against his again, staying there. His fingers flexed, a muscle twitching in his jaw. My fingertips grazed his forearm, light teasing. "You're tense," I whispered, voice low, daring. "Maybe you need to relax." He growled, "I'm driving." I grinned. "You're gripping that wheel like you're scared to let go." I tilted my head, eyes catching his in the dim light. "I can help with that." His breath came sharp, ragged. I leaned closer, feeling his heat, hearing his pulse race. Then I moved, sliding into the tight space between the seat and the dash, fingers dragging slow across his thigh. The truck's rumble vibrated through us, his body stiffening as I settled in. His hand twitched off the wheel like he wasn't sure whether to stop me or brace himself. "Keep your eyes on the road." I whispered, my breath warm against his skin. His chest heaved, a sharp inhale back, slamming against the seat like I'd stolen his air. The truck swerved just enough for him to ease off the gas, correcting fast. His knuckles were white now, gripping the wheel like a lifeline. I smiled, feeling the tension coil tighter, starting slow, letting it build, watching his body answer. His fingers twitched like he wanted to reach for me but couldn't let himself. His breath came rough, uneven, jaw clenched so hard I thought he'd break something. The world outside, blurred headlights and shadows fading, just him and me in this cab, the air thick with want. I kept the rhythm slow, deliberate, his body tensing under my touch, every move pulling him apart. The CB radio crackled, "Hey you on the road." His body jolted, truck lurching as I bit my lip, hiding a grin. Bad timing. He fumbled for the radio, one hand still locked on the wheel, voice rougher than before. "Yeah, getting there soon." We pulled into a lot, nearly empty, one lone truck parked at the edge, its headlights cutting the dark. A man leaned against its cab, arms crossed, waiting, tall and solid like he owned the ground he stood on. His eyes locked on me, then he smirked. I smiled back, slow knowing. The engine cut off, and the driver Cole exhaled hard, rubbing his face, still gripping the wheel like it could hold him together. I stretched, fingers grazing my collarbone, his breath catching. "Didn't know we were meeting someone," I murmured. The man outside stepped closer, eyes flicking between us, his voice steady but heavy. "You did good." Cole tensed beside me, jaw tight. "Step out a sec," the other man said, not asking telling. Cole hesitated, then opened the door, stepping out. They moved a few steps away, talking low, bodies tense, not looking at me, but I knew I was the topic. I leaned back, legs stretched across the seat, watching a slow smile curling my lips. Let them talk. I knew how this night would end. The night air slipped through the cracked window, cool against my skin, sharp against the heat inside me. I stayed put, sprawled on the passenger seat, fingers idle along my thigh. Outside, the two men stood, close voices, low bodies wired, deciding something I already knew the answer to. Minutes passed before they walked back slower, a silent deal made. Cole climbed in, hands gripping the wheel, though we weren't going anywhere, pulse still racing. The second man, Luke, leaned against the open door, one hand on the frame, eyes moving over me, slow, deliberate. "So," he said, smirk pulling at his lips, "had an interesting talk." I stretched, tank top riding up just enough to draw his gaze. "Bet it was." His smirk deepened. "We had some thoughts about you." I tilted my head, fingers grazing my collarbone. "I bet you did." Cole exhaled, hands flexing on the wheel like he wanted to speak but couldn't. I looked between them, letting the moment stretch, the air crackling thick with what was coming. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees, voice low. "What's the verdict?" Luke chuckled, dark low. "Depends if you can handle both of us." I smiled, easing back, making myself comfortable, owning the space. "Get in," I said, locking eyes with Luke. "Find out." The door slammed, sealing the three of us in the cab, suddenly smaller, the space between us gone. Luke didn't hesitate, cupping my face, lips crashing into mine, rough, hungry. His hands roamed, fingers teasing bare skin as my jacket hit the floor. I barely caught my breath before Cole's hands were on me, gripping my waist, pulling me close, his breath hot on my neck. Luke's fingers slid under my tank top, pushing it up, tracing my spine, sending a shiver through me. I moaned softly, lips against Luke's, as Cole's hands moved higher, steady, possessive. My fingers grazed their waists, metal buckles clinking, the moment thick with anticipation. I leaned down, lips brushing Luke's stomach, teasing just above his skin, my breath warm, deliberate. His hand moved to my hair, fingers curling, reacting silently. Behind me, Cole wasn't waiting, his hands exploring, slow, intentional, sending waves of expectation through me. I gasped, fingers tightening on Luke's lips, hovering, teasing. Cole mirrored my rhythm, his touch deepening, amplifying every sensation. The truck rocked, engines low rumble, vibrating under us, the outside world forgotten. Luke groaned low, chest deep, as I moved, lips gliding, knowing exactly what I was doing. His fingers tightened in my hair, body answering before he could stop it. Cole wasn't patient, his grip on my waist firm, pulling a shiver from me. The balance shifted. I turned to Cole, lips grazing his stomach, lingering near his collarbone, my breath teasing. Luke's hands tightened on my hips, pressing closer, his presence undeniable. I felt the shift, their bodies aligning, surrounding me in heat. My breath caught, fingers gripping Cole's thigh, trying to stay grounded, but the heat between us made it impossible. The rhythm built, one pulling me forward, the other anchoring me, the energy thick consuming. Every inch of me answered heat, pooling intensity, climbing relentless. The truck rocked harder, engines rumble, swallowing every gasp. Their hands held me, steady touches, sure controlled each moment, pulling me deeper. Luke's grip tightened, his presence unyielding, each touch fueling the need, pressing in from all sides. My breath broke, lost in the moment, the air thick, heavy, teetering on the edge of something unstoppable. I wasn't far behind, everything climbing tighter, until the tension snapped, leaving only heat between us. We stayed there, tangled, breathless, the warmth lingering in the silence. The truck stood still, moment suspended, our bodies humming with electricity. Luke exhaled deep, adjusting his clothes, cracking the door, night air rushing in sharp against the heat we'd built. Cole stayed put, hands loose on the wheel, not turning the key. Neither of us moved for a moment, then he reached for the gear shift, exhaling slow. The engine roared, truck rolling forward like nothing had happened. They say truckers have the best stories, but I bet this one tops them all. If you were in the driver's seat, would you pull over or keep driving? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. More's coming. Thanks for being here.